it's very fascinating to me that your sport shit. Like, this shit.
I know eras.
Where did
I know an era.
Where does this sports fandom come from? Like, is your grandpa smoking the pipe watching the Patriots, or where did this all come from?
Well, my grandfather, he was super old. He was born like 1892.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, he had my dad was a product of a second marriage. So like he had kids what was really late in life, which is like he was like almost 40, So he was like he liked horses.
Old dad.
Horses, boxing, and baseball. So if you look at the turn of the last century, horse racing and boxing were the two biggest sports.
Big.
And then baseball came on. So he was living through that. And as far as having a cool car back then was like being able to handle a horse, having probably a stable full of horses. I don't know. That was like some man shit. So he was into that. And then he saw, Babe Ruth and all of that whole baseball thing come on. And like all of a sudden being able to listen to it on the radio and all of that. So he was kind of into the radio, and he was like a classic older guy. Both of them, they were quiet, you know what I mean, and just smoked a pipe, would have a little two fingers or whatever their drink. Everybody had like their drink, and you smoked. And you look like you were 50 when you were 30. It was just like, that's just the way it was back then. But I remember I related to them. And I didn't know why, but now that I am an old man.
You're not that old. But
I'm 56, dude. I'm fucking old, right?
You look good.
Yeah. I was saying the other day, 56 times 2 is dead. All right? So like...
It is. It is.
You can go to whatever personal trainer and they do your blood, be like, you're 56, but your fucking ankle is 38 with that dumb shit that they say to get you to keep coming back. It's like, no, it's 50. Everything on me is 56 years old. I might look better than the average 56-year-old, but my heart has been beaten for, over half a century. So that is what it is. So
must be the avocados. Bill came here immediately, had to scarf down an avocado because he's on that Hollywood diet now.
Yeah, I am out of
Boston
shape
guy.
right now in
Boston guy
Hollywood
eating,
terms.
That's the least Boston thing you've ever done in front of me.
That's the first fucking thing I've ever done in front of you.
No,
I mean, I've met
not.
you once at the Comedy Store and then there.
A couple other times, but yeah, I remember.
All right, what's the most Boston thing I ever did? Make fun of your fucking stupid sneakers?
That's a Boston thing. Even though they look like they're from fucking Southie, but
you know what? You can pull them off.
Thank you.
And that might be a compliment. That might be an insult. And doggone it, you should wear the sneakers that make you feel the prettiest.
Are they that ugly?
No, they're just really feminine.
Because they're white?
I just think no. I don't know what it is. There's just something about the soul. It's like that is not an active person.
That's gum.
That is the soul that lets somebody else drive. So, Julian, well, you doing all right? I don't know. Like, that's what those sneakers say to me. Do you want to go out to dinner? Yeah, but I don't know what I want. That's a whole other side of you I don't want to see. I want to keep the myth.
What's the myth?
I don't know. You spoke improper English earlier, and it really made me happy.
Well, I can't speak.
It said you got dip in your mother. This is what I need. I need, as someone who failed horrifically in athletics, I need to see the flaws.
You're seeing them, buddy. You're fucking seeing them.
I'm not. I'm kidding. You look like you can still play.
No. So Grandpa, Pops, old ass dad, old guy, 1800 Grandpa. That's fucking
1892.
gnarly.
Yeah,
that is gnarly.
He saw it all.
Sports fandom.
He almost owned a slave. I mean, this guy was way back there.
He probably did. I don't know if we'll probably have to cut that out due to the time.
Why is U.S. history? Why do we have to act like? You know what always fascinated me? I never got this sketch on Chappelle's show, but I wrote this sketch for Dave. It's one of my favorite people in this business. There was this weird thing, because I'm always watching this old footage on sports. They would tell the history of baseball separately. They would talk about in the 1950s, oh boy, it was the golden age of baseball. And, Willie, Mickey, and the Duke, and I used to go to center field, and whoopie doopie, there was Duke Schneider, right? Or whatever. And then they had the other side, Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier, and it was super ugly, and people throwing black cats on the field and saying all of this shit. But they told those two stories separately. You know what I mean? For some weird reason. So I wrote this sketch where Dave was watching like one of those Billy Crystal going to a Yankee game things and just fantasized, oh boy, I wish I played during the golden age of baseball. And then he went back, and of course, like it was like, and here we are, 1954, the golden age of love. And then, you come up to the place, get off the field, you black bastard, And there's the Mick. Oh, Mickey Mantle. And this the duality of it struck me as funny. Never got it on, though. He would have killed that. He killed everything.
Now, Billy Crystal, big Yankees guy. You ever meet him?
I love Billy Crystal. And one
City
of the things,
Slickers. I love that movie.
And I also, underrated movie was Mr. Saturday Night.
I didn't see it.
I love that movie. And that movie very subtly is sort of a blueprint for a stand-up comedy career of some of the pitfalls that you can fall in. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's just like kind of getting carried away with your ego, dying on a hill, like the thing when he finally gets his show, and in his head he's like, "Don't say it, don't say it." I was, "What's with your fucking hair?" Whatever he said, and then he gets fired. The self-sabotage, I haven't seen it in a while, but like having. You got the girl, and then you're looking at other women. You've just fucked the whole thing up. It was really I love that movie. I love that movie. So, and then also, I used to watch him with Robin and Whoopi on the Comic Relief. I saw him all the way back on Soap, which you don't even remember, which was the late 70s. So I basically
wasn't live.
And then watched him hosting the Oscars. And
I remember those.
Yeah, and it was a cool thing as a wannabe comedian and then becoming a comedian. Because they never gave comedies Oscars. There was sort of like this subtle thing like, okay, so you actors are so goddamn great. How come you can't host your show? You need a comedian. And how many times he did it, the great job that he did with it. So I was a huge fan. And then he did a show with Josh Gad that only went a season. And I still like a Phantom Limb. I wanted to see how it played out. And it was like they were playing... he was playing this older entertainer, and he was this younger entertainer. For whatever reasons, their careers where they were at, they needed each other. And, I mean, maybe it was too inside baseball, but it was absolutely brilliant, and they were so great. And it was there's a few of those TV series that I watched. There was one on Showtime, The Brotherhood, and that thing was sort of loosely based on the Bulgers. And that one went away.
Now, you look at Billy Crystal and...
Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
I know you
really needed to regroup there.
No, I did. But I was thinking...
You had to wiggle your ladies' Reebok.
I completely didn't understand anything you just said, but...
Yes, you did.
Not really.
Stop playing dumb.
No.
You're not a dumb guy.
I'm pretty dumb.
Listen, being able to figure out where to sit down in a zone with 22 people fucking running around...
That's different.
What happened to you as a child that you can't take a compliment? That you have to sort of hide behind this pillow?
My dad never gave me one.
Oh, you had one of those.
Oh, definitely.
Did you have to walk behind the station wagon with your cleats over your shoulder?
Suburban, but yeah, we had the old 91 Bourbon. Everyone knew.
Yeah, hey, catches. Yeah, you think you're something. Why don't you have 9?
Literally used to get grounded if
you get out of my fucking car, you piece of shit.
Dude, I had a crazy life like that where I would get grounded if I didn't go 4 for 4. In baseball, basketball, turnovers, my dad heard a story that, remember White Chocolate, Jason Williams, his dad tied his right hand behind his back and made him dribble with his left up and down the street. My dad used to make me do that. Like, my dad was psycho.
You know, it's funny when I think about, where were the moms during those eras?
My mom was smoking cigarettes, watching just... We're kind of trailer trash, Bill.
Yeah, mine was inside.
Like, I know you're from Boston, and I'm from California, even though you said I was from Kansas. But
you just sound like you're from Kansas, and you're doing dip. You picked up a lot of bad habits. The intellect, the dip.
Definitely.
What's up, Kansas? I'll be there in a week. No, kidding. Actually, bucket list. I want to go to Jayhawks basketball game. I somehow became a fan of this. Yeah, a long time ago. at the was it the Field House or whatever it is?
Allen Fieldhouse.
Why do you love sports? I still don't understand it. You know so much about this shit.
Well, what else am I going to do? Watch CNN and Fox News and watch those guys lie and then go do blow and fuck the same hookers after their show's done? Why would I sit there and watch that? So then I try to watch sports, and I'm trying to get away from all of this shit that I'm seeing. And now what are they? Every baseball, stand up for cancer. And everybody's crying about somebody who died from cancer. And no one's saying, well, they turned our food supply into poison. They don't bring that part up. You just hold a sign that says Larry, and you start crying. And I'm trying to watch a fucking baseball game. If you're not going to do anything about the food supply, I don't want to see the people that you killed during a fucking game.